Hope Center in Jerusalem is a daring project and a necessary one. One could say, is there any place more difficult in the world to bring religions together and try to strive for peace in a region that is struck by all the brokenness of the world? But there is another way of looking at Jerusalem, city of peace, which is anchored in the hearts of humans all over the world. Jews, Christians, Muslims, and so many other traditions of the East. And to dare to build in the midst of turmoil and deception a place of hope is a God-given task. Not only to discuss and share, but to allow each other to enter into the deep experience of the spiritual longing and belonging to God's majesty. Prayer, as we know from the formula that was found by our Catholic brothers and sisters, allows people also to be present at the deepest expression of the other, to be present in respect and in love. I imagine that this will happen here in Jerusalem, where all covers are taken away and we look in each other's eyes while praying, while being in devotion, while celebrating, looking in each other's eyes and recognizing God's presence. I feel that when we start to construct and face all those difficulties, we don't know how peace negotiations will be. But with the construction, already the message will spread, and we will become messengers that there is another truth, a truth of friendship, a truth of knowing that we need each other desperately to reach the goal of peace and tikkun olam and the wholeness of the whole universe. There is no other way than togetherness. I'm thinking of my father of blessed memory, who in the midst of the Second World War, not knowing where his child I was, with my mother in a hole in the ground, writing a commentary on Genesis for a boy who was preparing himself for a bar mitzvah in a chicken farm a few hundred meters away. And those fragments that he wrote have been saved, and they are now in the Holocaust Museum in Washington, and I, not knowing of its existence, saw it not so long ago. And on the portion of Genesis, my father writes, Na'aseh Adam b'tzalmenu. Let us create the human being according to our image. It's a plural, because God, as it were, needs the human being to form the mensch, the human being. And my father adds, the task of the human is to understand that the universe was given to him and to her, to perfect it, to amend it, and to make it into a world filled with cooperation, love, truth, and rightfulness. My father, writing this in the darkest of the darkest hours, with a glimpse of hope. Can we do differently? Can we desist from building a building that is not a building, but an open space where walls are not separating but uniting? Can we desist from creating this dream of wholeness in which everyone has space? And may I add, as a rabbi from the progressive Jewish tradition, so much filled with love for the entire people of Israel, Klal Yisrael, it may be also a place where we from the different parts of Judaism can come to a recognition of each other that goes beyond the separations and gives us the power, gives us the energy to help Jerusalem and help Judaism to be a light unto the nations. And so in every religion, in every tradition, there are separate parts that in the past have sometimes confronted each other, but find another space of cementing the inner friendship and love. It will be that again in Yerushalayim, in Jerusalem, between Palestinians and Israelis, Jews and Arabs and all others, there will be a teaching of the deepest scriptures that have ever been written by the finger of God, will be taught from generation to generation. And when our grandchildren will visit this center of hope, they will not be disappointed, they will be proud of